Oh, grimy, thirsty, bout it, you heard me. Grimy, thirsty, bout it, you heard me. Grimy, thirsty, bout it, you heard me. You heard me.
What's going on, guys? Live at the Barbershop in 30 minutes.
Yo,
What's up? What's up?
what's going on?
Yeah, man, it's another beautiful Friday night in the MIA. We're still under the weather though, but
It's Irene.
it's a rain right now still, but it's kind of what we call a little bit chilly in MIA. What is that? 50 out there now? Are even higher?
Everybody bringing out their snow boots.
Yeah,
The
but
Uggs.
yeah, sometimes it can be uncomfortable. Sometimes. Yeah, but nevertheless, we're back in the shop. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what we're gonna talk about tonight?
Welcome,
Dip,
Abby.
dip, 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 dip.
You
It's-
guys see the title.
Yeah, it's not a scratch. It's Dipset.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into this whole Dipset beef
Yeah.
with Camron and Jim Jones and
Yeah,
Mace.
and Mace
One of
involved.
his- Pastor Mace, Murder Mace, Mace and Method.
Now the talk the stuff Mace said, it sound like it's pastor slash gangster.
Somebody.
You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, still,
Let's bring him in.
yeah.
Yo,
no-
we got your host. Yo, Q.
Yeah, and that's me,
Yo.
man. We're gonna bring down from way out. Man, look, the man look like, I don't know if he is military man for the inauguration, but he looks arms up, like he's ready for
Ready for what?
yeah. No, nevertheless, man, John, what's up? What's up?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
Yeah, and that
I don't want AP. I don't want AP to get upset because the time is drawing closer. You know what I'm saying? So I had to pull it out the closet. But
Yeah.
all them in the building. I don't know. Dipset.
Oh,
yeah.
so we got
Pearl
one.
Gang.
We're not gonna waste no time, man.
Let's bring in AP.
AP, what's up,
AP,
man? What's
look,
up,
what
my
up,
brother?
what up?
Yeah, what's good, man? You look like you ready for war. What's
All day, baby, all
Yeah.
day,
what's going
all
on?
day,
Yeah,
all day. What's
yeah.
good?
So
What's good,
wait,
brothers?
waste no time, my brother. We're gonna go into this. Dip, shit.
Now,
Sir.
I want to know if you had to choose a side, which side would you go? Would you go Cam or would you go Jim Jones? Let's start it off, Q.
I'm not the greatest fan, but I'm gonna go a little bit, Jim.
You gonna go with Jim?
No.
Oh man.
You're not ready for war. You done chose the losing side already on Brit.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm just listening, but
Yeah.
that's my, I'm listening to them.
Hey, shout out to Norris. Shout out to Norris because Norris said right now he definitely got to get in on this situation because he really want to know what's the deal with all this stuff here that's going on. But go ahead, finish Q.
Yeah, that's what.
I think Q done. John, who you got?
What your choice? What your choice? The Joe?
Ballin'.
Ballin'?
Right. Being that I'm from up top and I
Yeah.
was around a lot of that situation here and there. I met Cam, I met Jim before. Two cool individuals.
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny situation. I'm gonna probably let AP jump in on before I finish out my portion and see what AP got to say. 'Cause my thing is kind of like on an extended version of things.
Yeah.
And AP, I know you had close ties in between as well over the years and whatnot. So we've seen it from a different angle from the backside. No Diddy.
Wow. Wow.
I just got throw it in there. Let everybody know. But
Whoa.
but AP, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Man, I'm kind of like
You're the
50-50.
peacemaker. See,
I,
you see what I'm
I,
saying?
He,
I,
he, he
So
said 50-50.
50
You,
50.
you just went 100 Jim Jones.
I got 100, Jim. Okay, well,
50-50, but I would say 50-50, then slightly, then 60-40. You know, it's it's a dicey situation, right? Because when you got somebody that stood down for the team and held up the team when
mm,
nobody was really doing anything.
and that's Cameron.
Um,
Jimmy.
nah, that's Jim.
Oh, Jim. Okay.
Um, because like if you look from after the old boy time and you gotta feel you better believe it. What was the name of that song? Can't believe it. And suck it or not and
Yeah,
all that, right?
Touch
Nothing
it or not.
really. No, the name of the song was "Suck It or Not."
yeah. Cam, yeah.
Um, the when you okay when feelings get hurt, right? No matter
Mm,
what, Cameron wants to say it wasn't in his feelings. His feelings got hurt, right? From what Jim said, but the feelings that hurt him was invite him to his Frank stand, right? Or tell him to get off his Frank stand and stuff like that, right?
yeah.
And it's like every couple of years they get into this same situation that they go through, and you can look at it. They go through it, right? But then on the flip side, I could understand too what Cameron's saying, where he's like, "Yo, all these other cats that got problems with you, and you had problems with, you cool with, but then little things that I was asking a question, and you got upset because of that, right? At the end of the day, what hurts Jimmy the most is seeing somebody that wasn't all the way 100 with his peoples being that best friend rekindle situation where it's like he's left out. No matter which way you want to look at it, he's
I
left
think
out. But
I think AP could live between Israel and Gaza. In between them, in the middle, he's a peacemaker. He's such
nah,
a
but,
AP
but,
is
but,
a peacemaker, man. He doesn't want to go in on nobody. He's giving everybody
no,
their little,
hey,
you know.
no. Actually, I could go in on both of them where I think that they wrong. Because one, I can start on Jim. Like you had no reason to really say what you said because Jim felt hurt too. For him to say what he
Yeah.
said, because if you listen to what Cameron said, he was just saying the story. But off rip, listen, if you mess with my enemy
Mm,
while I'm out there protecting you, that's a problem. Because people got to remember, Cameron was never on Koch.
yeah.
He got all his people situations at Koch
Yeah.
to be able to make money, right?
Yeah.
So right when they're starting to bubble off and they're making at that time, Hell Rel, for example, was doing numbers. He was selling like 100,000 mixtapes. And they had a 50-50 split. It was more than 50-50 split with Koch at the time. So they were making more money than the average person was on a major. And then you got 50 that calls up the radio station and says, "Hey, man, uh, y'all sitting there at the graveyard. That's where people go to die. And if anybody knows 50, 48 Laws is really his thing. He
Yeah.
actually follows that to the T. So he found a way to devise a plan, right? It's just like
He's
50 is dangerous. You're
he said
trolling,
it.
man. It's 50.
He said it
it,
in the interview.
yeah. Imagine all of us on here, right? All of us on here right now. Tomorrow, John's um enemy calls us all up and says, "Hey, man, I got a podcast situation for y'all, man. I want y'all to come over to my network, and I'm gonna give you guys a look to come
We,
do whatever y'all want to do, and
yeah,
and and you're gonna make a little bit of money on there too,
we
right?
love, yeah.
Right? And we all go there,
New York.
wherever it is,
Damn,
right?
Q,
Q going all
you ready to
into it,
sign
right?
up right now? Shit.
Queens.
So at that time, how do you feel? And we could go to each of us individually,
Yeah.
or IT come next week and he see a whole other
IT.
IT
Yeah.
I'm plotting.
right there, right? And they're like, oh no, we don't need. And John is where he is saying, hey, no, we don't need your computer.
Word,
We don't need anything. We packed your stuff over there. You go sit
word.
in the corner right there if you want to watch what's going on. But we got this going. See,
Yeah.
already you saying word, you got a problem with that. So imagine the cat that's doing that, right? But then the
Yeah.
flip
Yeah.
side again is the person that held down all Dipset. There was always two people, right? Because Jim Jones at one time shared an office with On Point with a partner Booger
Mm.
um, in Little Haiti, where they had the studio inside the On Point office. Is when he was working with Jaja
Yeah. Shout out to
and
Jaja. What up?
yeah, and Red Eyes and some of them people, stuff like that. So that's a at the end of the day, your muscle ends up becoming famous
Mm.
and being able to stand on his own and still relevant right now, still making relevant music to the time of right now. I won't say that it's actually relevant, good quality music,
Yeah.
but you know, at the end of the day, if you ask me what would I rather be pushing right now, I'd rather be pushing Camron and Mace because they are not, in my eyes, bringing down the culture. They're uplifting the
Mm.
culture to a different place to see where we
Yeah.
can expand to, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Jim Jones is stuck on the I'm still gonna stay in the hood mentality. I'm
Yep.
still gonna blood out. I'm still gonna get people caught up in cases. I'm still
Okay.
gonna do
Yeah.
this and that. Like,
Mm.
so, when you start to exchange intimate times of or personal things, like the BMF story and the Mano and all these other people and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
hurt people,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. That's what I don't like about the beef situation too. You just keep calling names. Them time it doesn't feel like you're just loyal. You're not loyal to nobody. If you know something, you just keep putting out people. Involvement, more people involved. But they all know 50 is the biggest troll, man. 50 just play with everybody, pick everybody brains, so and make a fun of it. So
But
I
look
think
at it, man.
I
Something
think
that
that's
came
what got
from.
to Jimmy. I
Go
think
ahead.
that's what officially got to Jimmy is the fact of hearing 50 and Cam
mm,
talking about the strategy that 50 put together. Like when he said, yo, you
Huh.
want to come and do this show? And then Jimmy's looking like, hell yeah. and he's like, "Yo, this dude want to be in that shoe."
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be in that shoe. So 50 already knew strategy wise. But again, flip it on the vice versa side when you seeing Cam now saying, "Oh shit, what you doing up there with him?" You know. So it's like AP said. It's like honestly, they both played the game at a certain point. They both
Yeah.
played the game at a certain point because
Um,
the problem with Jimmy portion of it, again, now all right, rewinding back a little bit, where Cam spoke on Jimmy not being from Harlem. I never really understood all these different things because again, for instance, like myself, I grew up in Harlem, I grew up in the Bronx, I grew up in Queens, I grew up in Brooklyn. So now, my last, I guess, stable stomping ground would be Queens.
and
But
hold
then,
that pause.
huh?
Somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you got to keep saying, I'm from Harlem. Niggas from Harlem know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
facts. I mean, that, but then, shit, does that apply to Brooklyn? Because Brooklyn motherfuckers want to let everybody know they from Brooklyn all the time.
all
I mean,
day.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, all right, look, his grandmother lived out in Harlem. He was always out in Harlem. Once his
Yeah.
grandmother passed, they all used to stay at the crib.
Yeah,
So
that's
now,
what Cam said.
Yeah.
how do you play that out? I mean, if he's, hey, look, and go back to Prodigy. Prodigy was always screaming Queensbridge. He repped Queensbridge, but he from Hempstead. Now, does that mean you got to be born and die in Queensbridge to, how do you equate it? I don't know, because he used to scream out Queensbridge more than Queensbridge motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
man,
So,
when you know you could say certain things, certain keywords, and those keywords are going to be the things that really hurt somebody, that's what you use, and that's what I feel Camron did. Like, because everything that they were talking about was 20 years ago. That happened, that 50 Cent thing happened close to
You
20
okay?
years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's like 17, probably 17, 17, 16 years ago,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it either means that they didn't really resolve the problems that they had and they just got back together for the bag and just kept on going, or they resolved it and one just ate it more than the other did. Because if I'm talking about a situation that I thought was already passed on, right? And the thing that made Jim get flustered was when Cameron said, "Yeah," and I had to regulate and think about if you know things were gonna be all right or something like that. And that's when he said, "Man, he couldn't regulate, do anything all right, nothing like because he's thinking about, okay, I had to put in work, I had to be the one that was out here protecting everybody and this and that, but they had Joe. Like Joe is Big Joe, right? Is this 6 foot, I want to say 9,
Whoa.
6'9", probably close to 400 pound dude, bald. Like he looks like a big face Gary, but he's
But,
bigger than big face Gary.
yeah, but
This, yeah,
question. It's no different from Donga Yard, the Alliance, Bounty Killer. You think if you form a group then, you form a group, a man can branch off at a minute and know some get some work over there, so
okay.
depends. They
You just
always want the loyalty to stay.
you
You
just
know?
made the great example. Okay, imagine if Popcorn, okay,
Mm.
came to the Freedom Street concert and started acting as bigger and better than Vibes. How you think things would go?
Yeah, it wouldn't be nice.
It wouldn't be nice. So
Yeah.
that's what this is, right? No matter
Mm.
which way you want to look at it, they call him Capo. His name is Capo. That means
For
that
me,
you work under someone.
right.
Yeah.
You are not the leader of. You work under someone, right? So
Mm.
in doing that, you know, and the other thing we have to remember is 50 still knew what he was doing even during this time,
I was just
Yeah.
right?
about to say
Because
that.
he
He's
Yeah.
goes
playing
out
himself out right
and
now. But go
and
ahead.
and
Yeah.
and, and he puts out a fake thing of individual one, like Jimmy was ratting out people, which he wasn't. That's a totally different situation,
Mm.
right? But it makes people think about it. But if you understand 50, 50 sometimes will give you
It,
ability to promote yourself when he knows you have something to promote without giving you that straight promotion, right?
yeah.
So he already knew Jim had the song Harlem, right? The song that's
Mm.
out now, right? That they just did a remix to. And he got Jules Santana, Dave East, um man, two other Harlem, Vado,
Hey, AP,
yeah.
hold that for a second.
I'm from the middle of the piece, right in. I had them dudes throwing bees up in. Remember bagging all them bricks, right in.
Yeah,
And even,
yeah. Mace like, yo, I think I'll teach him how to rap. Mace actually taught you how to rap, literally.
Yep.
yo, but look at that, right? And that goes straight to what Cameron was saying. Like, yo, why do you have to keep saying Harlem so much in Harlem? So that's going straight at the man's livelihood and stuff that he just spent a good amount of money on, just did the video, all that stuff, right? But once again, there's something with our culture with the fragile egos, man, right? That, you know, at the end of the day, conflict resolution is something that we're not good at,
Mm.
right? Because as if anybody saw what Mace said, Mace was like, "Yo, I'm not with none of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think you two can sit down and talk to each
Yeah.
other instead of going back and forth because this is not helping us go any further. Because if somebody could have told me this 20 years ago, me and Jim wouldn't have never been in the situation that we were in. But
Mace,
sometimes it's hard. It's
But
hard. I know we all got that friend, man. We all got that
Yeah.
friend that
these,
that we put our neck out for,
Was
right?
going in.
but AP, let me just jump in real quick. I
Yeah.
think what the problem with Jim, and I seen it for myself at the when they was they had a record release situation for bowling at the time, and we were all out there. And simple thing, Bug was there, the whole squad was there, and homie, everything was cool. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jimmy, he wanted somebody to pass him some weed, right? He was already toking something. He wanted more. It ain't come to him fast enough. The man start flipping out about what he gonna do and this and that. That's the problem with a lot of these dudes is a lot of them. You already know how it go. Right now, today, let's take Q for instance. Right now,
Mm.
Q can be a very down to earth, just cool individual, right? But now
Facts.
let Q get in position, like you said, that other spot that said to Q, come over here, we got this. I'm gonna give you half a mil. Q now he gonna have a lot of wolves running with him, just off rip, just for the strength that he probably don't even know half of these wolves that's running with him. These
Right.
wolves
Yeah.
is the same wolves that's getting ready to turn on you when you ain't doing certain shit that they want. The same thing that's going on with the 6ix9ine situation. The thing
Yeah.
with Jimmy is, like you said, like with Cam and them, they looking at things on a higher plane. We
Mm.
already went through all these drama because I done seen it. I got footage my damn self of Jimmy hightailing out of spots, fucking with people, right?
Mm.
For no reason. You in a spot, down here in Miami and shit. You in the spot, everything going good. You gotta yap and talk all this shit because you got 50 motherfuckers with you. That majority of the people that you running that be acting like they so hard and this and that, 24 hours a day, catch them when they by themselves. You catch them when they by themselves,
Yeah, it's different.
it's a whole different thing. Everybody, yo, brother man, and all this extra shit.
Yeah, that's when they
The
turn
problem
brother.
with
Yeah.
it, anybody can act hard. You can act hard because if you got 15, 20, 30 people in between you and you saying this and that and the dude try to rush you, he not going to make it to you. But that
Yeah.
don't mean you the killer, you the hard one, you the this. And that's the thing where I think with Jimmy, over the years, homie done had people shot after him up in Boston, up in Detroit, ahead. After a while, come on, man, you got to grow up at a point now.
Mm.
And even if you the muscle for Cam, yo, when that whole thing with the Mano and all this situation, Mano didn't even mention your name. He mentioned Cam. But okay, if you the enforcer or whatever, at the end of the day, you still not the enforcer because you ain't the one. Yeah, you might drop, say, yo, you go do this because, again, you got the title, the cop
Yeah.
situation. We get that. But at the end of the day, play your position. If you got the Wolves out here, you get the word to the Wolves go out. You always want to be in that limelight situation. So I think 50 already understood the strategic portion of things because from sitting across the street, you looking like, yo, this dude here, he ain't really about it like that.
Mm.
You understand? Because standing from this side and you being one of these dudes that's on that type of situation, you're like, yo, he barking, but he ain't never bit nobody. And every time, like, all right, see, that's why Cam can run these little scenarios, but Cam got to be careful in the gray area because, homie, you done did a couple marathons with homie also. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be careful because Cam know there's been situations where he had to hightail out of spots also with homie. So it's a thin line in between it, but like AP explained again, the difference is Mace and Cam reach a certain point in their life when they figured, I'm at a certain age now. What are we still doing with this shit? And I think with
Yeah.
Cam now, Cam, again, on Jimmy's side, when you talking about SMDs, yo, that's when you open up a whole can of worm because now Cam is also one of them type now where he gonna clown you. He gonna find somewhere to put you in a clown position. And Cam is comedic. Jimmy just don't have that personality.
Yeah.
Cam is comedic. Cam is gonna be the one that can finesse things and say certain things, even when he's just talking regular. It sounds funny. So when it comes to that now, and you hear him saying now, Jimmy, be careful. I got old iPhones that's still in the safe with a lot of text messages from broads. We know which broad he talking about and this and that and everything. Be careful because now you really sliding on thin ice. And if you know certain things that
Just
wasn't in
keep,
your favor, just play
chill.
your position. But now the bravado part of Jimmy is always going to pop out. And like he said, you got a track record, the true life situation, the Mano situation, the 50-50 situations, on and on and on, where at a point you talking about murdering people, then at another point you hanging out. So it's
but
like,
you know,
French Montana.
That's
the
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 thing
the
too, man.
so
the good thing is though, or we flip back to Jimmy, right? His responses have all been okay. He put out a remix and he put out a freestyle. He hasn't said anything to anyone, reacted, nothing, right? So the only thing that can happen is no reunion, no talking to each other for months, years, or whatever it is. And that's it because uh, the only thing that Camron felt disrespected about was the SMD. That was it. Other than that, he wouldn't even replied. I don't think so
nah.
at
Yeah.
all because once again they were talking about something that happened way back And even I didn't see any malice in what Camron was saying when they were talking about the situation, right?
Yeah, I didn't see nothing.
But I see malice in what 50 did, right? Because when you know a situation, right, and you know somebody's temperament, right, 50 knows that Jim
To
is very
press, them.
emotional,
Yeah.
right? So he knows still now what to say, how to say it that's going to make him feel a certain way. And
Yeah.
he did exactly that same thing, just like he did back then, to see what temperature it was for their relationship, right? Which just shows everybody what it is. So
That's 50, man.
I said this. I said this. I said like okay, I know why the Locks won the versus battle.
And there
It
was
makes
there was a unified situation going on.
they at all, right? And
Yeah.
even if you play back everything,
They just wanted that money.
Cam was just too cool for school, laying back in the chair, all that stuff. And money was a major issue as well, right? Because you're looking at dudes that spent a lot of time doing stuff and weren't really making the money that everybody thought they were making.
Yeah.
As everybody, there was one person that was making the money. Cam was making money because Cam was the CEO of the company.
Right.
Cam is the one that got everybody their deals,
Yep.
right? And even if Jim don't want to say like well he popped off at Koch, but Cam was the one that worked with Alan Greenblatt for that deal, right? But Cam also had situations where he was an A&R for all that stuff, but never got his A&R papers straight, his business papers straight, like and stuff like that, So you can't have one foot in and one foot out and still expect things to go, because when in this day and age with how social media is, you got one dude that is a 5-star general, blood, whatever they call him, you know so you still got to carry that. People don't
Yeah.
The average person don't understand what that big red 5 chain is on his neck. Like they have no idea. None at all.
Oh, and Cam?
5, yeah, that says the big 5, and it's 93. So 93 was the year that they started out the Bloods in officially the Treyway in New York, right? So that's all that. Just like if you look at Birdman, Birdman has a number 5, just like
Five
that on
star.
his head, the crown of his head, and he has a chain. Does the same thing, right? So once again, you got dudes that are in prison now, you know, for trying to justify or protect certain things that really ain't even theirs, man. You got Shoddy,
Thing.
you got
You got a bunch.
Mel,
Yeah. So,
you got man, come on.
but see,
It
that's the
just
thing we talk about. After a while, if you've seen the recipe is just not working, homie, you gotta
Yeah.
realize this is just not the way to move with it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The problem, yo, you what's homie name? From Gorilla.
yeah, I know exactly what
Casanova.
you're saying. Casanova. I'm happy you said that because not to cut you off, man.
Yeah.
Like Jim Jones, if you go back and look at pictures of Jim Jones and Casanova at the Rock Nation breakfast, the Rock Nation brunch, you'll
Yeah.
see how these wolves turn into sheep around other men.
Yeah.
Crazy.
How, like
Crazy.
it's I'm stuttering because it when I was looking at it, I'm looking at it
More
and
like
I'm
more
watching
like
these dudes fall back like groupies, right?
Man,
Just to walk over in their little lavender suit or whatever they were wearing to just have this dude say, "Hey,
Yeah,
what's
all
up?"
of it. Just in the space.
These dudes go for the bag too, man, like the females, man.
Just
And
in the
Yeah,
space, man.
where
They
the
just
bag
want
at?
Jay in the space.
for
We
real. You
This is the same thing we'll be talking about. Where at
Yeah.
the end of the day, all right, look, it's a two-sided coin situation. Whereas, again, on the flip side, we don't know. On the flip side, because just like with Democrats and Republicans, there's a lot of them that yeah, and then at night they hanging out with each other, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
on the flip side now, it's a bad look for all the stuff that they built, right? But then we don't know now on the flip side if this is something they putting together also to say, yo, we just want
Promotion.
because Hollywood people at a certain point when things stay stagnant, they want their name to start bubbling again and different shit like that. Now I'm not saying this is definitely that, but we don't know at the end of the day if it's not that. And if this is a point where when one started, the next one looking like, you know what? I'm gonna use this to my advantage to get certain things promoted and certain things done. At the end of the day, though, to be honest with you, I think at a point in looking at it from both sides, from Cam's side, I can understand sometimes when, because AP, you and I both know we've seen it from both sides of the table where you could put your all trying to get these groups and different people situated and deals and this and that. You out here working 24 hours a day doing things nonstop. They sitting at home just chilling, expecting everything. They ain't putting in no work. And then when certain things don't go the way how they think it should have went and not how the business structure of things are going, it's your
Yeah.
fault, right? Oh, Cam robbed me. Cam did this. Cam did
Yeah.
that. Or he ain't do this. He ain't do that. Because at a certain point, that was the issue with him and Joel's. And then Jimmy and different people's picking sides, like how Rockefeller went this way and that one went that way. And I think at a certain point, Cam was like, you know what? That's why a certain time he made statements. Yo, I noticed when I'm with certain homies, there ain't no money being made, right? And then
Yeah.
when I get away from them, I'm making money. That's telling you certain little things that, yo, what's going on? What are you doing? Why shit is stagnant right now? And then when I depart from you, I'm good. So I
Yeah.
think at a certain point, like he said, when it came down to the verses with the locks, we saw point blank, they wasn't ready for that. That just tell you they just came in to just get this done. They're not on unison situations. And again,
They just wanted to check.
the proof is in the pudding
They
right now
killed them.
because and hold up, let me just pause out on one thing real quick. Again, going back to the music half of things, and that's where Max B and all that stuff comes in. So, excuse me, on the flip side, again, also, it's crazy because again, on the vice versa side of it, now that Jimmy, in all essence, kind of took in it with his own little wolf pack, the same title and things that Cam had with Dipset, and the same things going on with artists saying this and that's going on and this and that. Now, Ballin has been his greatest achievement,
Yeah, yeah.
music wise, song wise. It was always noted that Max B wrote the joint or helped him write the joint allegedly, right? So at this point now, track record wise, when you dismiss that and say, nah, he ain't helped me write nothing, where's the repeated cycle?
Yo.
Cam can repeat the cycle. And again, somebody put it out there, yo, they should squash it and do a verse and see if that could squash it. That can't happen. That can't happen.
Nope.
It can't happen. It ain't gonna happen lyrically. It ain't gonna happen verse for verse or song for song. So again, certain things are right there. I just think with Jimmy, at a point, my man, you just gotta grow up. That's just it. You can't,
Hey,
ain't nobody out here want to live their life where
Yeah.
you constantly looking over your shoulders. You constantly got to get in you getting in the beef and then somebody got to bail you. That's the same thing with the 6ix9ine. That's why I found it funny when he was talking on the Wire situation when they was tapping the phones about how the little young dude got to learn his lesson. Y'all just got to let them get at him. Dog, it's ain't no different, homie. You got dudes clapping at you at clubs because you stole their records. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all these is, and again, all of this is always on film. It's on camera. It's always being videoed. There's a track record of shit like this. How many times it's gonna keep going on? You know what I'm saying? So at a certain point, you gotta just grow up and just go do what you gotta do for whatever you're doing. All this extra stuff, and I think somewhere in between, yes, Jimmy felt some way because you decided, but again, you decided to take on that situation. Ain't nobody force you into that situation where you gotta be capo, you gotta be strong arm, and you gotta be muscle man, you gotta be bulldogging, all this extra shit. Because again, all of y'all was talking this extra shit. So if y'all talking this shit, look, I grew up in a different situation. If Q talking some shit and we get out there, handle that. Now, if Q ain't gonna handle that, then shut the fuck up from now on. I'm not gonna be the one where Q's like, man, SMD everybody out there, then look at me, be like, what you gonna do? What I'm gonna do? I ain't doing nothing. You the one running your mouth.
That's facts. Yeah.
So stop running your mouth unless you ready to go do something. Now, if I know you a 5-star, you gonna go in, I'm with you. Because we both gonna get that situation handled. But at the end of the day, I'm not jumping in every single thing just on the strength of every single shit that you saying out here. And again, if he didn't put you in that position to say, go handle that, you took it upon yourself, that is still some sort of, that's why when Cam made these little statements about, you a fan, you are, certain little things. Look at it, it's like, you gotta really look at it and be like, because you know how it is. You have your man in them that's I'm not even gonna mention, AP already know who I'm talking about. K-Dub, right? And there's little bird dudes in the back that if homies say scratch something, they the first one to run through the crowd because they want to be on that individual's
good side.
Right. Because they feel that, if I do this, he gonna take care of me. There ain't no guarantee with that, dummy. And these dudes know that these dudes out here starving. So what you think they do? They dangle the bait like, who down the, you gonna do that for me? Bust that for me. Get that dude for me. Everybody, I got you. Because they want to be that one to come up in ranks and show this and show that.
Yeah.
But then when you get locked up, they bailing. You hear how many more stories when dudes get locked up. They ain't gonna bail me out. They ain't said nothing. They ain't nothing on my books. Blah, blah, blah,
I know
blah,
some of those, man.
Okay. So
I know
at
some
the
of
end
them
of the
dudes.
day, I think with Jim, it's just time to grow up, man. That's it. All that extra shit, people dying out here. You see chinks, all the repercussions from all these different things.
Yeah.
Come on, there's too many brothers that lost their lives over
this. This beefing over crazy, man. Yeah.
And majority of the time, these dudes is in their high rise. They in their houses with kids. You out here in the street getting gunned down and everything for what?
You know where Camron is right now? He's in Aventura at the Porsche building.
All right.
And if anybody know where the Porsche building is,
that's
where your car goes up to your
come up to your floor.
To your floor, to your house. All right.
Yeah.
So
I think they built a Lambo building too.
Yeah. Now Jim is
what building?
The Porsche. The Porsche building. Right by Aventura Mall.
Yeah, I know over there.
Yeah. So comparisons, Jim is in New York cold right now. His woman is here in Miami.
That's the summer in Miami. You remember that hit?
Yeah, I remember all that, man. But at the end of the day, you know how to push the buttons of your friends, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they did to each other. The whole thing, like you said, like John said about fan and this and that, because he knows if he says fan, that's going to do two things. It's going to affect him a certain way, and it's going to bubble on social media more.
Yeah,
So things
yeah.
stay alive. But as I saw right after that, I watched Camron a couple days later get on his time with Flea and have a debate with Elliot Wilson.
What's his name, right? Elliot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that goes to show that he's grown a lot
That's Cam.
from before, yeah, because
Yeah.
that wouldn't have happened just like that. But it goes to show you that, man, it wasn't really that serious.
Yeah, that's what John talking about, you know?
Yeah, man.
When
you
you're
having a
gonna
conversation? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's what John talking about all this time. Just, you know, when you're gonna grow up, when you're gonna leave certain things out, you know,
I
and
mean,
just be focused on the music.
Cam did say it in the interview, like, "Yo, you gotta grow up."
You gotta grow up. He even said it.
He said it
Yeah.
in the interview. Or
Yo, I haven't seen homie in action. Like I said, I myself, okay, I got video that I myself got possession of that. Yo, homie, everything is cool in the spot 1 minute. Homie running his mouth, and it turned out half of Miami's chasing him. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you want to live life like that all the time for? For what? Like, for what? At the end of the day, for what now? Huh? You in Harlem, you gotta watch your back. You gotta go get True Life. You gotta go get this dude. You gotta get. See, this is the problem with it. Where I'm saying, if you not ready to cash them checks, shut the fuck up. At the end of the day, stop talking. You gotta go get this man. You gotta go get that man and this. I don't like all that. Yo, you don't need the cheerleaders. If you talking, you handle it. If you don't have it, live to see another day.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. You know, that's just how it works. But them dudes just, I don't know. It's just, again, I can guarantee this much. If every one of them wolves, all right, perfect example, 6ix9ine. Number one example. Now, from day one, when you seen him, you already, look, real, true street heads, you can sit across the street and just look, be like, I ain't gonna buy. But don't get it twisted now. Like they said, it be that one off-brand one that you really gotta pay attention to. Still, you're not gonna sit there and just denounce everybody. You still gotta have something ready just in case that little off-brand one, that little, AP. What was homie name? Kaiser. You know, you gotta that one that just keep limping and then he just start walking straight. That's the one you gotta look out for still. But at the end of the day, who really want to keep doing that? Who want to be doing that 24/7? Yo, how old is Jimmy now? Jimmy in his 50s.
Yeah.
Nah, man, he ain't in his 50s yet, man.
Yeah.
Jimmy ain't 50 yet?
Yeah, he is.
40.
No.
Jimmy's younger than me, man.
47,
Man,
something like that, man.
Hey, yo, somebody look it up. Because if Jimmy ain't 50,
I think he's in his 47, 48, man.
Jimmy, because Chrissy is older than Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy right now.
Jimmy
40
is
something,
40 something, but he ain't 50.
Yeah, I think it's about 47,
Man,
48,
even
man.
Cam said he was 50.
Yo, y'all got the shit. Oh, I know Cam is younger, but go ahead. Jim was older. Jim was older.
47.
I know Mace
47, 48.
Huh?
I think it's about 47, 48.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
think he's
Jimmy
50.
48, he 50. Cause them gray hair he got already.
Say 48.
He's
48.
48, yeah. Look at he's 48.
50 then. Okay? Jim got more gray hair than I do. That's crazy right now.
Yeah, he stressed himself more. Beef, too much beef.
What you stressing on?
Because he got to look over his shoulder.
You making money, okay? You should be eating better, sleeping better, but you not. because of all this extra shit. For what?
He working out.
Because you're making beefier beef there. You gotta be looking over your shoulder.
Well, he
So
needs
bad.
a beef-free diet.
What's
Hey,
wrong
John,
with this camera?
you got us looking at you sideways, bro.
I don't know what happened. See, that's how Cam was looking at Jim.
Sideways.
Okay, let me help you.
Yeah,
Nah, now you upside down, bro.
that's the side eyes. That's what you call the side eyes, man.
You upside
That's how
down
he
now.
Sideways.
You know, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. In closing, what do you say to a situation like that? So start off with Q.
Grow up.
Don't let me be sideways, turn you off now. Come on.
Grow up. My thoughts on that, grow up, but at the same time, maybe beef promotes more money, promotes the music, promotes whatever you're doing.
Camron
A lot
don't
of
need it.
beef does that. Huh?
Camron don't need that.
Yeah,
The
but
man is doing
for-
a podcast.
I'm talking
Hear
about
what he
for
said.
Jim.
The man is doing
For
a
Jim.
podcast. The man don't need the money.
That's what they said. From Jim.
But hold on. I don't mean to cut that real quick.
What the song called? When say Harlem, the new.
Hey, you heard what Cam said.
Somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you got to keep saying, I'm from Harlem. Niggas from Harlem know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem.
Facts. But hold on, let me before we close out. Did you hear? Did you see how many different things spawned from this though? Cause anybody saw the Mano situation interview with Angela Yee when he was breaking down DJ Envy's explanation, where Envy said he was with Mano.
He was with Mano. He was
And
there.
Mano went like, yo, he gonna pull out something, even though he
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
Mano's
I
like,
ain't got
yo,
nothing.
what
I
are
ain't
you
never
even
did
talking
that.
about? Like, where
I
you
ain't
get
never
that from? Now, Mano made a strong point, and anybody know how the situation is. Once you do that situation, and it's an automatic. You're gonna have heads. They targeted now because you done sparked something already now. So if you're gonna do that, you're gonna pull it and you're gonna do what you gotta do.
When he pulled his hand out his jacket and everybody's
No, he didn't even
dipsetting.
do that. It's just like
He didn't pull it out.
Everybody
He didn't
dip.
pull it out of the jacket.
Dipset.
Everybody just ran.
But the Dipset.
so now.
Dip.
So now let's
Everybody
look at it like this. Let's look at it like this now. And you can look at it two ways. Now it's starting to turn back on Envy now because Mano that was actually there say, yo, this dude's delusional. I don't know what he talking about. Ain't nobody pulling out nothing, and this and that. And then now, if you look on the flip side, you saying, yo, if you came in here with 15 wolves and one person did something like this,
Pull his hand out his jacket.
and all the wolves are starting to scatter, what that look like?
Sheep.
I don't know.
Sheep.
I don't know. So again, here we go again. It's like, yo, it's too many games, man. Nobody don't time for all that extra things. And like you said, listen, it don't even matter. But one thing that must be said, your worst enemy can be your best friend. Try to remember that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Your worst enemy can be your best friend, because what Bob said. Because what? He know your secrets.
And your best friend, your worst enemy.
Exactly.
Okay? So we seeing it play out right now, right in front of us. That's why Cam was like, yo, be careful, homie. I got the text messages. I got it from both sides, from the shorties texting me. And I got video. I got this. I got that. Stay in your lane. I stay in my lane. Don't call my name. We good. Now, if homie pull the trigger and say, I don't care, anything that come from this, it is what it is. So, but as far as them, yeah, look.
Listen, man, that would be the worst thing to happen. It's like going to war with somebody that has a radio station and a TV station, and you want to go to war with them. While every day, if they want to, they have enough subscribers and enough influence to make your career go poo-poo if they wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But one thing Mace ain't on that time,
And John sideways killing him, man.
and
Yo, I don't know what happened. I didn't do that.
yeah, but
Sorry,
now
EP.
you upside down, so you got to go the other way.
Ah,
Yeah,
there you go.
there you go.
We lost you again.
But
Hey,
yo,
I think
man,
we lost him this time.
at the end of the day, man,
Yeah.
you know, it's something called conflict resolution,
Shouldn't have done
and
it all this time.
and I can tell you, I've been in situations that I'm embarrassed that I didn't take my time and have dialogue with people that I had beef with, right? That didn't turn out so well, but there has to be a time that we get to where we can talk things out instead of putting things out in front of everybody, and making us look a certain way, because it's not helping us rise up at all, and doing anything to big ourselves up at all, right? And it's playing into the trap of what happens a lot. So don't let anybody trick you off of your square, and be reminded that you're doing certain things for a certain reason, but the emotional insecurity and immaturity will sometimes have us going to places and saying and doing things that we really don't need to be doing at all. But one person that we didn't talk about was the ignorant dude that was interviewing Jim Jones.
Jim?
Justin LeBoy.
Yeah.
Justin LeBoy, right? He knew what he was doing as well when he asked that question.
Yeah.
Because he said, well, I just wanted to know, man, all these years, man, did that bother you, the way that they said this and this about years ago about? So he's the one that brought that up to Jim. So Jim wasn't the person that even brought that up.
Yeah.
Jim wasn't going to talk about it at all. Justin LeBoy brought it up to be talked about. So mind yourself when you go to certain places, because certain individuals that have nothing to do with you and your circle will sometimes shake that bee's wasp nest or whatever and just get out the way. And next thing you know, you got to remember that was the first show for Justin LeBoy, and he got a lot of hits off of it just because of that situation. That 30 seconds, because that was 30 seconds of an hour and 15-minute conversation. But nobody's talking about anything else from that conversation other than that 30 seconds of Jim saying what he says.
That's how I said, it's just time to grow up, man. All of them need better things than that right now. Shout out to everybody in Harlem, LES, everything.
I'm from Harlem.
Bro.
Yo, bro. If you from Harlem, you ain't got to keep saying
it.
Just like if you're from Kingston, you don't got to keep saying it.
But they keep saying it, bro. Every time I go out, they keep saying it. Go to a dance, and guess what? you hear Kingston is just like Brooklyn.
Yes.
A lot of people claim Kingston and can't give you a street name, a community.
I can.
Let me hear a new one.
Nah, I say it.
Him can't tell me. He has no info on it.
It's even funnier. If you tell somebody, hey man, Kingston is right down the street from Ocho Rios. Right? I said that to this person that said that they lived in Jamaica. They told me that they lived in Mandeville. I said, oh yeah, man. So Kingston is like about 5 minutes away from Ocho Rios, and you could. And they said, yeah, man. I said, man, listen here, man. You don't know nothing about your own island, brother. Not at all. What?
Yo, I remember when I came to Florida.
Black IT Googling it.
Going to school and shit. I remember I ran into this girl one time. And
Mountain View.
huh?
Q.
No,
He tried to
he's
put
Googling
he
where
tried to put me to the test.
he's Googling Mountain View.
I don't have to Google that.
I ran
Range
into this
Crescent.
girl. I ran into this girl in Miami, and she asked me. She said, "Yo, why you always
It's
got
a
the
man,
Timberlands?
Miami.
You got the Timberlands on the other time." I said, "From New York. What you talking about?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm from New York too." I said, "Shut up. You ain't from New York. What you talking about?" She's like, "Nah, seriously, I'm from New York." I said, "Part of New York you from?" She said, "Brooklyn." I said, "Yeah, part of Brooklyn." She said, "Uptown Brooklyn."
Uptown Brooklyn.
Yo, I said, "Okay, yeah, I've been there before."
Hey,
It's called
hey,
Oz.
There's a few places in New York where you can just give them, and they say, "Oh, you know New York, white pins,
Okay.
the Concast," and other place that people say, "Oh yeah, you know New York."
Then they say,
hey,
"What's the
John.
cross streets?" Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
y'all gonna you gonna close out, right? But before I got a question off this topic to y'all, right? Well, not even a question, just a statement from what we talked about last week.
Mm-hmm.
You guys saw what happened this morning, right?
Nah, I've been out the mix for a little bit. I'm in.
Okay, so this
What?
morning
Okay.
over Haiti and
Oh
Turks
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
Caicos,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Elon Musk rockets all fell on those territories.
They do this
Turks
all
and
the
Caicos
So
time.
also.
now they have reason.
They do this
You're
all
Yeah,
the
breaking up. You're
Turks and
breaking up,
Caicos.
my brother.
Now
They do
I
this
swear,
all the
you hear me
time
every,
now?
to AP.
every time he gives
Every time,
information,
yeah, they do this to AP all the time. Yo, the whole show.
Wow.
He's good. And as soon
Yo,
as
they're
he about
like,
to give
"Yo,
us
this
a
press the
fact,
button,
crazy.
press the button."
Yo,
Okay.
listen, man. The now they have legal reasoning to be able to go into those territories to say that
To
they're
go
going to retrieve the
do things.
materials
Yeah.
that landed over there, right?
Yeah.
And if you think it's a coincidence that it's interacting or coinciding with the time of Trump coming into office, because
Mm-hmm.
no business can be done on the weekends,
Mm-hmm.
official business, and inaugurations on Monday.
Mm.
There's a lot of orders, executive orders. There's 100 executive orders that he said he's going to pass on Monday, y'all. So you look at all those things, man, and I'm weary for Haiti, but I just wanted to put that in y'all head to think about, because we talked about it last week,
But
and
see, this
kind
is the
of
thing what I'm saying now in closing. Don't mean to cut you off. This thing I'm saying right now for the black community, yo, homie. You see, small things, Camron, Jim Ron beef. Bigger things is what you just mentioned. Like, yo,
Yeah.
we got bigger fish to fry right now. This is like minute situation, but yeah, it's part of the culture, it's part of the news. You know, we got to talk about it here and there and stuff like that. But again, this is where we all need to put all that to the side, get your focus back in order. And if they want to be capos and generals and bosses and all that, they all put their forces together and we go handle certain things that what we need to really handle. You see, but that part of the
yeah, man,
revolution will not be televised. I'm letting you know that
yeah,
right now.
at all, because we
Yeah.
went from being a whole point of being woke and everything during the pandemic to them putting niggas to sleep,
Call them
putting
sleeping
niggas to
wonders.
sleep to make them feel. Listen, man, some people are embarrassed to say that. Yeah, I'm woke.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Like so the opposite of woke is what?
Sleeping.
Exactly, man. You know, but
So,
it is what it is, man.
but
It's
yo,
crazy.
I'm gonna
It's
let you
crazy.
sign or AP. One of y'all sign off, man. I'm going to chill. My day off, man. What am I doing?
Hey, P, you got it.
Oh
hey,
man.
B, I got it.
A black
um,
acting.
Boy,
Huh?
I don't even
So
remember
in closing,
the
There it goes
exact
on the screen.
wording.
Check us out on all platforms. And don't forget to comment and subscribe.
Hit that notification bell, man.
Hey, go out,
Every Friday at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
go out and be somebody.
Huh?
Go out in the world and do
Hey, AOQ got to take some
Get your ass up
few
off the couch
cuts.
and go out the world and be somebody.
somebody.
But just don't make no trash music from Harlem.
Wow. Stretch.
We out.
Okay? Do not
We
do
out
it.
here. Hey, we'll
Huh?
see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Live at the barbershop.
Live at the barbershop, man. Every Friday 9 p.m. Holla.
Go out in the world and be somebody.